Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Chelsea and now I'm with four of my friends. They are Corinthesa, Bernadetta, Vernant, and Juno. Now we are gonna discuss about one of the most popular crime in Jogja. We call it Klitih. Okay, for the first topic, I'm gonna ask about, do you guys know about a type of crime called Klitih from Jogja?
Yes, I know. Klitih is a crime by teenagers, especially in Jogja. Usually they do it on the streets by carrying sharp weapons. Then they injure the victim for no apparent reason.
Wow, I just found out there is Klitih.
Yeah, I also heard a lot of Klitih, but I never really keep up with news about it.
Yes, I heard Klitih too, and it's really concerning because it happens unexpectedly and often targets random people. It makes people feel unsafe even when just going out at night.
Okay, so for the conclusion is cleaning is a crime perpetrated by teenagers, particularly in Yogyakarta, who use sharp weapons to injure victims on the streets without apparent reason. While known to some like Aurel, Renan, and Jono, others like Corinne are just learning about this type of crime. Okay, for the second topic is, according to some sources, one factor contributing to critic perpetrators' actions is their environment. For example, friends who encourage them to participate. Do you guys agree that critic perpetrators use environmental factors as an excuse for their actions?
I think teenage age is um, when time someone is still trying to find their identity. So it's not surprising if they get influenced by their environment. Peer pressure and wanting to fit in can make them do things without thinking of the consequences. That's why I think environmental factors can be a strong reason behind why someone teenagers end up doing anything.
But I disagree if Klitih perpetrators only use environmental factors as an excuse for their actions because it could be that the biggest factor in a child becoming a Klitih is due to his or her own family factors. For example, is due to lack of parental attention to the child and wrong parenting methods, and then lack of supervision from the parents. So creative perpetrators don't just use environmental factors as an excuse for their actions.
Yeah, I think Aurel is right because uh, yeah, uh, uh, I don't uh, the environment also has influence because something other people can be example and it goes back to its other or its individual maybe. What do you think, Fernand?
Well, for me, I do agree that environment factors is one of the cause, especially influence from friends. It's usually pretty strong because they still don't know what's the cause of their actions. They probably still think like it was just like a fun game or even a prank. but in reality, that's not the case at all. But just like Aurel said, it's not the only factors. Parents with poor parenting skills can also be one of the factors.
Okay, thank you. The conclusions is our Korean and Fernand agree that the root of the problem is multifactorial. Family factors such as a lack of parental attention, misguided parenting styles, and insufficient supervision are often significant underlying causes. Moreover, while the environment can serve as an example or trigger, ultimately, individual choice and responsibility remain paramount. Teenagers may not fully grasp the consequences of their actions, but serious crimes like Klitih are far more from mere crimes or facts. But unlike Chono's opinion that adolescence is a period of self-discovery, seeing environmental factors is one way to strengthen the creative perpetrator's justification. Okay, now we are gonna talk about the third topic is perpetrators of fleeing aren't just adults. They can also be minors. In Indonesian especially, judges can sentence child perpetrators to a maximum 2 years. Do you agree with this?
Well, I mean, I don't really agree if it's just 2 years because they still basically harm or even cause unnecessary deaths to others. If you look at other countries, let's take examples in the US, this type of crimes, if it's caused death, it can be around 10 to 20 years, even if they are teenagers.
Honestly, I agree with giving a maximum of 2 years of minor, but only if it's combined with real rehabilitation programs. We have to remember they are still young and can change.
Yes, I a maximum criminal sentence of 2 years. I hope it can be provide a deterrent effect on minors who commit Klitih and can be used as a lesson so that they don't do it again in the future.
This time I don't agree because if it's a crime, it's still a crime. How can you just send someone to 2 years in prison if you harm someone? How do you think?
Okay, thank you. And the conclusion is Kanan and Cohen disagree with the sentence, deeming it too lenient. They argue that Klitih is a crime capable of causing severe injury or even death, should be punished more harshly, even drawing comparisons to similar cases. Abroad that could result in decades-long sentences. For them, a crime is still a crime, regardless of the perpetrator's age, and the harm inflicted far outweighs a mere 2 year sentences. On the other hand, Oral and Chono supports the 2 year maximum, hoping it can provide a deterrent effect and serve as a lesson for underage offenders to prevent repeat offenses. Okay, next we are gonna discuss about the fourth topic. It is There is news from Tempo that Yogyakarta City has installed nearly 1,050 500 CCTV cameras to provide a sense of security for tourists and residents. Do you agree if this is effective enough?
It is very effective if in the end the predator is caught and given a penalty. But if the event is only kept, what's the point?
That's good if Yogyakarta City has installed nearly 1,500 CCTV cameras to provide a sense of security for tourists and residents. But in my opinion, it's not yet it's not yet fully effective because don't just rely on CCTV. We also have to be careful, especially when passing through quiet roads at night, and if possible, don't pass through quiet roads. Pass through roads are definitely busy. There are other drivers too, because who knows, CCTV has not been installed on that quiet road.
I think installing 1,500 CCTV cameras is one of the best steps the government has taken. It's a great move to monitor public areas and help law enforcement. But of course, it must be supported by quick response and proper action when something happens.
For me, I mean, what's really the point of having that much of surveillance camera if they cannot stop it right at action? I mean, yes, it will be effective, but it can make the perpetrators to rethink before they actually do it. But most of the case of Klitih that I know happens late at night. That's what I think.
Thank you. So the conclusion of this topic is Korean Fernand and Orwell approve of the nearly 1,500 CCTV cameras installed in Yogyakarta. However, they argue that these cameras will serve no purpose if the footage isn't strictly acted upon. And they also highlight the necessity of personal caution from residents and tourists traveling at night. Chono, on the other hand, claims this is to one of the best possible efforts, believing it will enable to police to more easily address Klitih crimes. Okay, for the last topic is after all the discussion, I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you all think is an effective way to prevent Klitih in Jogja?
The first is to pay attention to your social circle. Don't get caught up in the wrong social circle that can result in being influenced to become cliquey. And next, that is no less important, is to strengthen good family relationships. Example are sufficient attention from parents to children and supervision from parents.
Okay, for me, first is to pay attention around your surrounding, especially when you are alone at night. And secondly, parents should be able to educate their children properly. And then last for me, don't be influenced by bad social circles.
Please pay more attention to children and be open so that children don't get into the wrong circle.
I believe prevention starts with education, both at home and at school. We need to teach values, discipline, and the consequences of violence from an early age. Plus, Helping the community to create safe environments can help reduce the chances of Klitih happening.
Okay. This is the conclusion for the last topic. So, from there, an effective way to prevent Klitih involves a combination of individual awareness in choosing social circles and the proactive role of families in providing proper attention, supervision, and education to children. Vigilance regarding one's surroundings, especially when traveling on at night, also remains an important recommendation. Okay, this is the last of our discussion. Thank you for your time, guys. Goodbye.
Goodbye.